Is the lead singer medically colorblind, or is he just wearing those sunglasses indoors again? Does he realize that if the sky is actually blood red, we shouldn't be singing a power ballad, we should be frantically building a sodding ark? And why is he insisting nothing changes on New Year's Day when the entire bloody calendar has just reset? That is literally the one thing that definitely changes, you daft sod. Anyway, welcome back to Literal Lyrics. I am the head of Mischief, and today we are dissecting U2's anthem to frostbite and clinging attachment issues, New Year's Day. Let's see if we can find a plot amidst the atmospheric wailing, shall we? The song opens with "All is quiet on New Year's Day." Bollocks. Absolute bollocks. Have you ever walked through a British city centre at 7 a.m. on January the 1st? It is not quiet. It is a cacophony of seagulls fighting over a kebab, street sweepers power-hosing vomit off the pavement, and one bloke named Gary trying to fight a lamppost because it looked at him funny. It's less peaceful serenity and more post-apocalyptic wasteland of regret. He continues, "A world in white gets underway." Now, he clearly means snow, but this was the 1980s music industry. A world in white usually meant the producer had just dropped a kilo of Colombian marching powder on the mixing desk. Everyone in the studio is grinding their teeth, eyes wide as saucers, shouting, "Yes, the bass needs to sound like a panic attack." Then comes the threat, "I want to be with you night and day." That is not romantic, that is a restraining order waiting to happen. Imagine the reality of being with someone night and day. You're trying to have a quiet sit-down on the loo, reading the back of a shampoo bottle, and suddenly there's a rock star in leather trousers kicking the door down. Singer, "I will be with you again, night and day." Partner, "Listen, mate, I'm trying to file my tax returns. Can you take your delay pedal and fuck off to the kitchen? You're breathing on my neck." He reiterates nothing changes on New Year's Day. Again, factually incorrect. The date changes, the year changes, the expiration date on the milk in my fridge becomes a serious concern. If nothing changed, we'd be stuck in an infinite time loop, doomed to repeat the same hangover for eternity, like a version of Groundhog Day where Bill Murray is just a pretentious Irishman in a mullet. Suddenly, the weather turns biblical, under a blood-red sky. Right, so the atmosphere is hemorrhaging. That's nice. Then a crowd has gathered in black and white. What is this, a convention for penguins? A gathering of mimes? Or has the singer's vision finally given out entirely? If I looked out the window and saw a crowd of monochrome people under a bleeding sky, I wouldn't start singing, I'd start looting the off-license. Arms entwined, the chosen few. This sounds like a cult of people who don't understand personal space. The newspaper say it's true, it's true. What does the newspaper say? Man shouts at clouds? Since when do we trust the tabloids for existential validation? If the paper says it's true, it's almost certainly a lie about a celebrity shagging a footballer. Then we get to the anatomy lesson. Though torn in two, we can be one. No, you can't. If you were torn in two, you were dead. You were a biological jigsaw puzzle. You don't need a reunion. You need a coroner and a mop. It's basic biology, you muppet. Surgeon, doctor, the patient is literally torn in half. Singer, we can be one. Surgeon, no, he's in two skips. He's gone. Write a song about that. He moves on to, "And so we're told this is the golden age." Told by who? The people selling gold, presumably. And gold is the reason for the wars we wage. Oh, spare me the GCSE politics, you pompous windbag. Sometimes wars are waged because someone insulted someone's wife in 1402, or just because people are generally shit. It's not always about the bling. He finishes by wailing, "I will be with you again," over and over. It's relentless. It's the musical equivalent of a toddler tugging at your trousers while you're trying to cook dinner. Nothing changes, he insists, and he's right, because despite all this wailing about war, gold, and blood-red skies, he's still standing in the snow,
freezing his tits off, shouting at a woman who probably just wants a quiet cup of tea. Join me next time for another literal roast. Until then, keep your curtains closed. He might be watching.